So I'm down here at Invasion Dublin and I bumped into Will Sliney. So I just thought, why not talk to him about his massive success with Marvel. So Will, how have things been going? They've been going really from strength to strength.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky, to be honest with you. Like the way the last couple of years have gone, I've been kind of surpassed my wildest dreams really in terms of comic books. I mean, I pretty much made it known to everyone that I love drawing Spider-Man, you know, but I didn't think I'd be able to get on it that quickly, you know, so I'm delighted.
And it seems the kind of way, it seems that the Irish now are really getting their claws into the comic industry, like yourself, Stephen Mooney, Declan Shalvey.
Yeah, Nick is flying it with Marvel now as well, like, you know, so it's brilliant, and Ruth is calling for them now as well. Like, I mean, every year there seems to be someone new breaking in, which is fantastic, and I think one of the cool things is that, like, you know, all of us like are always hitting our deadlines. We're quite professional in the way we're doing it.
That's
like, so
said.
Yeah.
It's your hitting the deadlines that seems to be getting you.
And that word obviously cultivates through the companies and stuff. So that's kind of that's the starting point then for us, you know, which is cool.
Yeah, because Stephen was saying that's the main thing that's really getting everyone interested in the Irish, is that we get the deadlines done.
Yeah.
Like, and that was the thing with Declan, and that they had that big kind of panel at DICE last year.
Yeah.
You know, talking about how artists and that in Marvel, they don't.
Yeah, well, there's a bit of that. Well, I mean, it's a really, really tough job, you know. I think what it is they've just found that like the way I always talk about it is, like, let's say I come from a family where like my grandfather, my great-grandfather were fishermen, like, you know, and they had a really, really tough job, and they had to get up and they had to go out and do their job. And I always think, like, if they found out that I wasn't drawing comic books, which is a million times easier than going out into a big ocean for like 2 weeks fishing, they'd kick my ass, like, you know. so you have to do your job. Like, it's kind of an ethos we have here. Obviously, you do your work. Like, you know,
definitely.
simple as that.
And you said there, you know, you've got a kind of generation of fishermen. Were you always going to be a comic book artist, or did they try to bring you into the family business?
No. In fairness, my parents always pushed me towards doing whatever I wanted to do, and they wholly encouraged it all the time. And it was always a case of, you know, go away and make sure you go away to college and things like that, and then whatever you're interested in, you know, you can do. And like, they knew from when I was very young that I loved all that kind of stuff, whether it was like drawing characters from video games or things like that, you know. So when kind of comic books came to the fore, really when I was in college, you know, they were behind me 100%. And I mean, like, it wasn't even a case of, you know, oh, we allow you to do this. It was just all, like, you know, you do whatever you want, like, you know. So. And
we were talking, like, back at DICE last year. How long have you known that you were going to be doing Spider-Man 2099? Did you know back then?
Not at DICE, no. Let me think. Oh no, definitely not at DICE. It was a small bit after that. I was kind of getting teased that I was going to be working on something Spider-Man related. Yeah, and I did. I did do like the first Spider-Man thing was Superior Spider-Man team up that I drew, and I kind of guess, like, you know, they kind of test you out a little bit as well, like, to see how you can handle that kind of a character, and then that led to, like, I was chuffed then to get a slot in the end of Superior Spider-Man, you know. And but even that before that actually was when I heard about 2099.
And it's Miguel's story that your story is involved with.
Oh yeah, but it'll be the sister book to Amazing Spider-Man. So both of those books are going to run parallel and they're going to interact with each other. But the cool thing about Spider-Man 2099 is he's going to be interacting with Spider-Man's main villains, but he's also going to have his own villains from the future. Like, it's kind of like this kind of time travel element in there as well, and he doesn't have any of the colossal Peter Parker baggage that, you know, all the people have died and his cousins and everything. Like Miguel is just there by himself, so he's kind of starting afresh. But in that kind of, you know, I'm sure in that kind of typical Spider-Man mantra, he'll get close to someone and let someone might get in trouble or whatever. You know. who knows? But it's really interesting reading the scripts. Like, it's like Spider-Man, but without the baggage, but with his own set of problems, and that really will bring him down that kind of same journey. And
can you tease any of the villains that you'll be showing your own artistic style?
Yeah, the first villain is called the Adjuster, and I got to create him, which is kind of cool. Nice. And he's going to be there basically pretty much from the start of issue 1. So we're kind of thrust into someone that's from Miguel's world. Well, actually, he's not even from Miguel's world, but from some time in the future. But we're also like Miguel is going to be working in Alchemax, and inside an Alchemax, like Liz Allen is there, and obviously his grandfather
trying to steer it right way.
Yeah. It's almost like his kind of conundrum is like, what would you do if you were back in time with Hitler? Would you kill him, or would you try and make him a better person?
And then your grandfather.
So you kind of can't. So it's interesting. It's definitely kind of an original type of setup that they have as well.
And what was the kind of process you went through when you found out? You know, did you jump for joy when you found out I got Spider-Man?
Yeah. Actually, it really didn't sink in for ages. It was weird, and then it was a case of I wasn't jumping around. I was like, please let me, please. And it actually happened because you have to wait. Yeah. And then I was sending in the pages and like, what if they don't like? Because you get so nervous about them. But I think, I think it shows in your work when like. One of the things about when I was drawing Fearless Defenders was, you know, there was so many. It was so much fun to do, but there's so many characters, so many different costumes, and loads of research into the costumes, which I love doing. But then when you switch to Spider-Man, it's like, oh, I'm home. I've been drawing this all of my life, and you can really get straight into it. Like, and I know how he should look. And there are certain types of things that I've always wanted to do in a Spider-Man book that I haven't seen with other artists do there, and I really want to bring that in as well. So I'm really excited to get the chance to do that. And
since we're here at Invasion Dublin, you've loved Star Wars for a very long time, haven't you?
Yeah, of course. That, like anything kind of creative like that, I loved when I was younger, and just like the Marvel stuff, like the Star Wars stuff really encourages kids to be creative. And one of the best things about this Star Wars Invasion show is just all of the kids that are here, they all love drawing, they all love art, and they all love kind of getting their hands on some crayons and stuff and colouring in the Star Wars characters. They're very dull-eyed when they come around to your booth. They're just like, oh. Yeah, they get very nervous. But to be fair, the first time I met someone in comics, it was in John's shop when they had Brian Hitch over, and myself and Declan, nice. we were in our mid-20s, and the two of us got so nervous we couldn't talk. So to be fair, it's Brian Hitch. Yeah. We were starstruck. But yeah, no, they find it amazing to find that, you know, people in Ireland can do these kind of jobs, and it's I really like when people here know that. Yeah, like, I mean, you set up that competition down in Cork. Do you want to talk about that? What was kind of the genesis behind that? Funnily enough, when I was a kid in Ballycotton, do you remember the TV presenter Derek Davis? He used to do Live at 3, I think it was. Maybe it's a bit before your time, I don't know. Maybe a little bit. But he was rescued by Ballycotton Lifeboat years ago, so he's always come back and to kind of give something to the community there. He used to run an art competition for the kids, and I was kind of thinking, like, geez, that was brilliant. I used to love doing that when I was younger. Like, how could we get someone like Derek Davis to do it again? And I was like, but he's not even an artist, like, you know. So I was like, sure, I'll try. And I got onto the Evening Echo, and Dave supported it, and they're really pushing it. And it's just basically, it's just like there's nothing to it. It's just like an art competition, but it gets them drawing, gets them really into like realizing they can do this stuff and get their work put up on the platform. And just to kind of encourage that whole kind of creativity. So it'll be fun. It'll be really curious to see what kind of entrance kind of win, but it's for anybody around Ireland, you know. So and all primary school kids basically. And because Star Wars is now owned by Marvel, is there any chance that you might go back to do some more comic books for them? Well, I've signed up for a long time, hopefully on Spider-Man for as long as I can. I'd love to get a kind of a career-defining run on that, but it's everyone was always asking me about Star Wars again and going back. I have to ask but it's going to be there as well in Marvel, so I'm sure like if I stay in Marvel for as long as I hope to, then I'm sure I'll cross paths with Star Wars again, which would be cool. But really right now, like, I'm just so thrilled to be working on 2099 that I would love to do this huge long arc, and I'd be delighted to do that. Alright, well, Will, thanks very much for having us. Thank you guys. Cheers. And enjoy the rest of the day. See you, man. Cheers.